Hello guys, thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be touching upon the subject of Clementine's ethnicity. Now, I don't really think it matters what ethnicity a character is, just, as long as they're a good, well thought out character, then I really don't care. I wasn't originally planning on making a video on this, but I've seen many people argue about it, so I just want to clear it up and give my personal opinion on what ethnicity she is. So obviously you can tell by Clementine's hair that she is, or she has African genes. Her hair is pretty uncommon to see with a Caucasian, so right off the bat we can confirm that she is not Caucasian, or at least, not fully. Now for the color of her skin, I wanted to say white originally, but once somebody pointed it out to me, her skin did start to appear darker. Then I started comparing her skin to some of the other characters, just to make sure, and as you can see, her skin is actually pretty similar to the Caucasian characters. But once I compared the skin, I got kind of stuck, It was really hard to tell if she was just on the lighter side or if she was, full-blown white. Personally, in the end, I want to say she's white, but if we look at Clementine Season 1 and then Season 2, she did get a bit darker, and the more time, whenever somebody's born, they are born a bit lighter, and the more they see the sun, the darker they get. Well, that's, it's obvious, but that's why that kind of matters, but I think that Clementine could really be either white or black, depending on how you look at the other characters' skins, and just compare them to Clementine's. But if you look at the child version of Clementine on the train in the final season, you can tell she is definitely white. So in conclusion, I would say her skin is white, but that does not mean her ethnicity is. Okay, now I'm gonna put a picture of Clementine's parents, Ed and Diana. Alright, now as you can see, Diana appears to be a light-skinned African-American, while Ed seems to be a darker African-American. But if you look more into Diana, you can actually find out that she's a mix. Personally, I love that she's mixed, because it puts more diversity into the character without it being forced diversity. Also, it makes me more heartwarmed that Lee, in spite of everything that, zombie apocalypse or whatever, he would take care of someone, no matter the race, gender, or sexuality, I say that because there are a lot of racist people in the Walking Dead universe. Also, it's probably smarter to infer that Diana is mixed, because of all the sources that claim she is Asian, there is a lot of sources that claim that. Because if she was mixed, then I do think that she would be mixed with Caucasian, African, and Asian. And Clementine does have some traits that would point to her having Asian genes in her. Noticeably, her nose. Emma Stone is a great example. Her nose looks pretty similar to Clementine's, and a lot of Asian Americans have somewhat similar nose tips. Okay, so I have heard a rumor that Clementine is adopted, alright? Let me just go ahead and debunk that right away. First off, Clementine is super similar to her parents. They would have to get very lucky to find a girl in an adoption center with the same ethnicity, facial features, and just all-around genes as they have, Second off, Clementine never mentions being adopted, and nobody ever mentions her being adopted. And also, her parents, again, look very similar to her. So again, she is not adopted. So fully in conclusion, I would say that she is a African, Caucasian, Asian American. That's a mouthful. If someone asked what skin color she was, I would say white. But if someone was to ask her ethnicity, I would say, African American, Asian American, and Caucasian. A lot of people actually don't like to accept that Clementine is African American. Me personally, I don't really care. She's a great character, no matter what ethnicity she is. You know, I don't see why people get upset over that, because, you know, her ethnicity isn't like pinned on her character, because it's not forced. I know a lot of shows and movies nowadays, they try to force in diversity, but you know, Clementine's character, she has a lot of ethnicities already in her, so it's not very forced, if you get what I'm saying by that. But you know, like I said, it's hard to tell her ethnicity, but if you look more into it, you can tell she has, you know, African American genes as well as Caucasian genes and Asian genes. She is still white, like her skin, but biologically, she is African American because her dad, you know, is full African American. Only theoretically though. You know, that probably could have just been inferred by looking at her hair. But again, I love the diversity in Clementine, because she is mostly African and Caucasian with a little bit of Asian, you know, and it really adds diversity. It isn't forced, and it's not shown through the character. If you understand what I mean by that. So again, my interpretation of Clementine's ethnicity is African, Caucasian, Asian American. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing. Also, if you have any questions, you know, my email will be in the description as well as in my channel description. Also, if I said anything in the video that offended you, I'm sorry. Nothing I said in this video was intended to be offensive, so again, I'm sorry. But once again, if you guys have any questions, email me. My email will be in the description as well as in my channel description. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.